Hey everyone, welcome back to SwitchTop. I'm super excited to share this video with you because turn-based RPGs are my absolute favorite genre. There's something magical about taking your time, planning your moves, and watching epic battles unfold. The Switch has become a paradise for RPG lovers, so today we're counting down the 20 best turn-based RPGs you can play right now. Let's jump in. Tactics Ogre Reborn is a tactical RPG masterpiece that puts you in the middle of a civil war where your choices shape the entire story. You play as Dunan, a young man caught up in political chaos on the island of Valeria. The story deals with war, betrayal, and tough moral decisions that don't have clear right or wrong answers. Combat happens on grid-based battlefields where positioning is everything. You move your units around like chess pieces, using terrain to your advantage and planning attacks carefully. Each character can change classes, learn new skills, and use different weapons. The Reborn version adds quality of life improvements like faster battles and better AI. What makes this game special is how your decisions create completely different story paths. You'll face consequences for your choices that make you question if you did the right thing. It's heavy stuff, but incredibly rewarding for players who love deep stories and strategic combat. Bravely Default 2 brings classic JRPG vibes with a fresh twist on turn-based combat. You follow Seth, a sailor who washes up on shore and gets caught up in a quest to restore balance to the world by collecting 4 crystals. The story starts simple, but gets more complex as you meet your party members, each dealing with their own personal struggles. The combat system is built around the Brave and Default mechanics. You can default to guard and store up turns, then use Brave to take multiple actions at once. It's risky because if you use too many Brave points, your character becomes vulnerable. The job system lets you mix and match abilities from different classes, creating tons of build possibilities. You might have a white mage who can also cast black magic, or a warrior with healing spells. The game looks gorgeous with hand-drawn backgrounds that feel like storybook illustrations. Boss fights require real strategy as you figure out their patterns and weaknesses. Chained Echoes is an indie love letter to 90s JRPGs that nails everything we loved about that era. The story follows a group of heroes trying to end a devastating war between 3 kingdoms. What starts as a typical save-the-world adventure becomes something much deeper, exploring themes of trauma, friendship, and sacrifice. The turn-based combat uses an overdrive system where your actions build up power, but if you go too far, your party becomes exhausted and vulnerable. You need to balance aggression with caution. The game features both on-foot exploration and mech battles that completely change the combat dynamics. Each character has unique abilities, and the party combo system lets you chain attacks together for devastating damage. The pixel art is absolutely stunning, with incredible attention to detail in every environment. What really impressed me is how the game respects your time. There's no grinding, battles are meaningful, and the story keeps moving forward. It feels like playing a lost classic from the golden age of JRPGs. Triangle Strategy puts political intrigue front and center in a world where 3 nations fight over control of salt and iron. You play as Serenoa, a young lord caught between loyalty to his friends and doing what's best for his people. The story tackles serious themes like war, resource scarcity, and the cost of difficult decisions. What makes this game unique is the scales of conviction system. At key story moments, you must convince your allies to vote for important decisions. These conversations actually matter and change the story's direction. Combat takes place on detailed battlefields where height, positioning, and environmental factors all play crucial roles. You can push enemies off cliffs, use fire to spread across grass, or flood areas with water. Each character has distinct abilities and roles, from tanky knights to fragile but powerful mages. The HD 2D art style looks incredible, bringing the medieval fantasy world to life. The voice acting is top-notch, making the political drama feel real and engaging. If you love games where choices matter and tactical combat, this is for you.
やったな。息をつかねば。
もう一働きするが。
お楽しみだぜ。
Super Mario RPG brings Mario into the turn-based RPG world with Nintendo's trademark charm and humor. The story begins when Bowser's castle gets taken over by the mysterious Smithy gang, forcing Mario and Bowser to work together. You'll travel to the Cloud Kingdom, underwater palaces, and other creative locations that feel both familiar and new. The combat is turn-based, but keeps you engaged with timed button presses that can increase damage or reduce incoming attacks. It's simple but satisfying to nail those perfect timings. Mario, Bowser, Peach, and 2 new characters each have unique abilities and special moves that are fun to watch. The game strikes a perfect balance between being accessible to newcomers and offering enough depth for RPG veterans. Puzzles in the overworld are clever without being frustrating, and the humor throughout is genuinely funny. The updated graphics look fantastic while keeping the original's charm intact. Boss battles are memorable and creative, often requiring you to figure out patterns or use specific strategies. It's the perfect entry point for anyone curious about turn-based RPGs. Tokyo Mirage Sessions is a wild crossover between Fire Emblem and Shin Megami Tensei set in modern Tokyo's entertainment industry. You play as Itsuki, a teenager who discovers he can summon Fire Emblem heroes to fight mysterious creatures called Mirages. The story revolves around the entertainment world. Your party members are aspiring idols, actors, and performers. It sounds weird, but it totally works. Combat uses a session system where hitting an enemy's weakness triggers chain attacks from your allies. These sessions can chain together for massive damage and are incredibly satisfying to pull off. You'll also perform special attacks that play out like music videos or TV commercials. It's over the top, but really fun. The dungeon design is creative, with each one themed around different entertainment venues like TV stations or photography studios. Character development happens through side stories that unlock new abilities and deepen relationships. The music is absolutely fantastic. With catchy J-pop songs you'll be humming long after playing. While the anime aesthetics might not be for everyone, the solid RPG mechanics and unique setting make this a standout experience.
一か八かで難しいかも。走れ内藤。
怖くない怖くない失敗しないといいな。やっ大成功。
Pokemon Legends Arceus completely reimagines the Pokemon formula by taking you back to ancient Sinnoh when it was called Hisui. You play as a member of the Galaxy team, tasked with creating the region's first Pokedex by studying Pokemon in their natural habitats. The story explores the relationship between humans and Pokemon when people feared these creatures. What makes this revolutionary is the seamless catching system. You can sneak up and throw Pokeballs directly at wild Pokemon without entering battle, or you can battle them first to weaken them. The turn-based combat gets a major overhaul with the strong and agile style system. You can choose to attack with more power but go slower, or attack quickly but with less damage. This changes the turn order and adds real strategy to battles. Alpha Pokemon are larger, more aggressive versions that provide serious challenges. The semi-open world design lets you explore large areas freely, completing research tasks that involve observing Pokemon behaviors. Crafting Pokeballs and other items adds survival elements. While the graphics aren't groundbreaking, the gameplay innovations make this the most refreshing Pokemon experience in years. Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake takes one of the most beloved JRPGs ever made and gives it a stunning visual makeover. You create a hero tasked with defeating the evil Baramos who threatens the world. The story is classic good versus evil, but it's told with such charm and heart that it never feels boring. What makes this special is how it establishes many JRPG traditions we take for granted today. The turn-based combat is straightforward but satisfying, with a job system that lets you customize your party of 4 characters however you want. You can have multiple warriors, focus on magic users, or create balanced teams. The HD 2D art style is absolutely gorgeous, combining 2D sprites with 3D environments and lighting effects. Towns feel alive and colorful, while dungeons have great atmosphere. The world is huge and filled with secrets to discover. You'll visit multiple continents, each with their own challenges and stories. The monster designs are iconic thanks to Dragon Ball creator Akira Toriyama's artwork. Random encounters might seem old-fashioned, but they're balanced well and battles are quick. This remake proves that classic JRPG design still works perfectly when executed with love and care. Fire Emblem. 3 Houses puts you in the role of a professor at a military academy where you must choose to teach one of 3 houses, each representing different nations. Your choice determines which students become your allies and which become your enemies in an inevitable war. The story deals with political intrigue, religious corruption, and the personal cost of conflict. Combat takes place on grid-based maps where permanent death makes every move crucial. You'll spend time between battles exploring the monastery, teaching your students, and building relationships that affect combat performance. The support system creates deep character development as you learn about each student's background and motivations. Combat itself is tactical and unforgiving. Positioning, weapon advantages, and character abilities all matter. You can rewind turns if you make mistakes, which makes the game more accessible without removing the tension. The class system lets you develop characters in multiple directions, creating diverse army compositions. Multiple story routes provide hundreds of hours of content with different perspectives on the central conflict. The voice acting and music are exceptional, bringing the dramatic story to life. It's an emotional roller coaster that will have you caring deeply about your students.
Had to be done.
I'll go. Too slow.
Mario and Luigi. Brothership brings back Nintendo's beloved RPG series with the Plumber Brothers' signature humor and charm. The story takes Mario and Luigi to Concordia, a world of floating islands that have been scattered by a mysterious force. You must reconnect these islands using the power of brotherhood while uncovering the truth behind the chaos. The turn-based combat is all about timing. You control both brothers simultaneously, pressing different buttons for their attacks and defense. Mastering the timing feels incredibly satisfying and makes battles engaging rather than passive. Bros attacks are spectacular team moves that require precise button inputs but deal massive damage when executed perfectly. The game is full of clever puzzles that use both brothers' abilities, like Luigi fitting through tight spaces or Mario's strength-breaking blocks. The writing is genuinely funny without being childish, with great character interactions and visual gags throughout. Each island you visit has unique themes and challenges, keeping the adventure fresh. The art style is vibrant and expressive, bringing the brothers' personalities to life through animation. Live Alive is a hidden gem that tells multiple stories across different time periods, from prehistoric times to the distant future. Each chapter follows a different protagonist dealing with their own conflicts: a caveman protecting his tribe, a ninja on a stealth mission, or a robot in space. What makes this special is how each era has unique gameplay mechanics that fit the setting. The prehistoric chapter has no dialogue, the ninja chapter focuses on stealth, and the mecha chapter plays like a different game entirely. Combat uses a grid-based system where positioning and timing matter more than raw stats. You move around the battlefield and wait for the right moment to strike when enemies enter your attack range. Each character has special moves with different patterns and ranges, making every fight feel like a puzzle. The pixel art is absolutely gorgeous, with each time period having its own distinct visual style. What really impressed me is how all these separate stories eventually connect in ways you won't see coming. It's creative, surprising, and shows how innovative RPGs can be when developers think outside the box. Octopath Traveler brings classic JRPG storytelling into the modern age with 8 different heroes, each with their own personal quest. You can start with any character, maybe Cyrus the Scholar searching for a forbidden tome, or Primrose the Dancer seeking revenge for her father's murder. Each character has unique field abilities that let them interact with NPCs differently. Cyrus can challenge people to knowledge contests, while Primrose can seduce them for information. The combat uses a boost and break system that's simple but strategic. You can save up boost points to power up attacks, and hitting enemy weaknesses enough times breaks their defense, leaving them vulnerable to massive damage. The job system lets you mix abilities from different classes, creating powerful combinations. The HD 2D art style looks incredible, combining 2D sprites with 3D environments and amazing lighting effects. Boss battles require real strategy as you figure out weakness patterns and manage your resources. While the individual stories are somewhat simple, the excellent combat system and gorgeous presentation make this a must-play for any JRPG fan who loves classic gameplay with modern polish. Sea of Stars is pure nostalgia magic, created by the team behind The Messenger as their love letter to classic RPGs like Chrono Trigger. You play as Valere and Zale, 2 Solstice warriors with sun and moon powers who must stop an evil alchemist from resurrecting a world-ending monster. The story hits all the right emotional beats with themes of friendship, sacrifice, and growing up, but never feels cliché thanks to excellent writing and character development. Combat blends classic turn-based mechanics with timing-based elements. You can boost damage by hitting button prompts during attacks, and defensive timing can reduce incoming damage. The combo system lets party members work together for powerful combined attacks that feel satisfying to execute. What makes battles special is how you can actually see attacks charging up, giving you time to prepare counters or healing. The pixel art is absolutely stunning, with fluid animations and beautiful environments that feel alive. Puzzles are clever without being frustrating, and the pacing is perfect. You're always moving forward without tedious grinding. The soundtrack by Yasunori Mitsuda is incredible, capturing that classic JRPG magic perfectly. Final Fantasy VII on Switch brings one of gaming's most influential RPGs to Nintendo's console in its original form. You play as Cloud, an ex-soldier turned mercenary who joins an eco-terrorist group fighting against the Shinra Corporation that's draining the planet's life force. Without spoiling anything, this story goes to places you won't expect, dealing with identity, friendship, and environmental themes that feel more relevant than ever. The materia system is genius. These magical orbs can be equipped to weapons and armor to grant spells and abilities. You can combine different materia for unique effects, creating endless customization possibilities. Combat is active time battle, where you wait for your turn gauge to fill before acting. It keeps battles moving while still being turn-based at heart. The limit break system builds up during combat, letting you unleash devastating special attacks when the bar fills. Mini-games break up the main quest, from motorcycle chases to chocobo racing. The music by Nobuo Uematsu is legendary, with tracks that will stick in your head forever. While the graphics haven't aged perfectly, the gameplay and story remain timeless. This is essential gaming history that every RPG fan needs to experience. Shin Megami Tensei 5. Vengeance drops you into a post-apocalyptic Tokyo where demons roam freely and angels and devils fight for control. You play as a high school student who fuses with a mysterious being to become the Nahobino, gaining the power to fight demons and shape the world's future. The story tackles heavy themes about order versus chaos, free will, and what it means to be human. What sets this apart is the demon negotiation system. You can talk to enemies during battle, trying to convince them to join your party through conversation choices that range from reasonable to completely bizarre. Combat is brutally challenging and rewards exploiting weaknesses while punishing mistakes. The press turn system gives you extra actions for hitting weaknesses, but takes them away if you miss or hit resistances. Fusing demons creates new party members with different abilities, and there are hundreds of combinations to discover. The exploration of ruined Tokyo is atmospheric and haunting, with environmental storytelling that shows what happened to civilization. Boss battles are epic tests of preparation and strategy. This isn't for casual players. It's a hardcore RPG that demands respect but rewards mastery with one of the most satisfying combat systems ever made.
Thank you so much.
Suikoden 1 and 2 HD Remaster. This collection brings back two of the most beloved political RPGs ever made, focusing on war, betrayal, and the cost of leadership. In both games, you play as a reluctant hero who becomes the leader of a rebellion against corrupt empires. The stories deal with serious themes like the horrors of war, political manipulation, and personal sacrifice. What makes Suikoden special is the 108 Stars of Destiny. You recruit over 100 different characters, each with their own backstory and abilities. Some are powerful warriors, others provide support services like shops or music. The strategic war battles put you in command of entire armies, making tactical decisions that affect the story's outcome. Regular combat is fast-paced and allows up to 6 party members, creating dynamic team compositions. The political intrigue is incredibly well written, with complex characters who aren't simply good or evil. The connection between the two games creates an epic saga spanning generations. While the graphics are dated, the HD Remaster cleans them up nicely and adds quality of life improvements. The music is absolutely incredible, with emotional themes that perfectly capture each story moment. These games prove that RPGs can tackle mature themes while still being engaging and fun to play. The Legend of Heroes Trails to Azure concludes the Crossbell arc of the Trails series with an incredible political thriller that feels like playing through a great novel. You play as Lloyd Bannings, a detective in the special support section, trying to protect the small state of Crossbell from being consumed by larger neighboring empires. The story builds on everything from previous games, delivering emotional payoffs and shocking reveals that will leave you speechless. This is storytelling at its absolute finest, with complex political intrigue and deep character development. Combat uses a tactical grid system where positioning matters as much as your attacks. The craft system lets characters build up points to unleash powerful special moves, while the orbment system provides deep customization through magic combinations. What sets this series apart is the incredible world building. Every NPC has their own story that evolves throughout the game, making the world feel truly alive. The bond system develops relationships between party members, affecting both story scenes and combat effectiveness. Boss battles are strategic puzzles that require careful planning and resource management. Dragon Quest XI's is the definitive version of one of the best traditional JRPGs ever made. You play as the Luminary, a chosen hero who must gather companions and save the world from an ancient evil called the Dark One. The story starts familiar but evolves into something much deeper, dealing with themes of destiny, sacrifice, and what it truly means to be a hero. The turn-based combat is perfectly balanced, with each party member having distinct roles and abilities. The pep system occasionally makes characters supercharged, allowing for powerful combination attacks that can turn the tide of battle. What makes this special is the incredible journey across a massive world filled with charming towns, dangerous dungeons, and memorable characters. Each area has its own story and problems to solve, making the world feel alive and meaningful. The monster designs by Akira Toriyama are iconic and full of personality. The orchestral soundtrack is absolutely beautiful, with sweeping melodies that perfectly capture the adventure's epic scope. Quality of life features like battle speed options and encounter settings let you customize the experience to your preferences. The 2D mode offers a completely different visual style for a fresh perspective.
Fight! stay and fight some more!
Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door is Nintendo's masterpiece of humor and creativity, taking Mario into a paper-crafted world filled with original characters and clever writing. Mario must collect 7 crystal stars to save Princess Peach from the mysterious X-Nauts while uncovering the secrets of an ancient treasure. The story is surprisingly dark and complex for a Mario game, dealing with themes of corruption, sacrifice, and ancient curses. Combat uses timing-based mechanics where button presses during attacks and defense can increase damage or reduce harm taken. The audience system adds crowd reactions that can help or hinder your performance, making battles feel like theatrical performances. Each chapter takes place in a completely different setting with unique mechanics. You might be solving mysteries in a train, fighting in gladiator tournaments, or exploring spooky forests. Partner characters each have distinct personalities and abilities, both in combat and exploration. The badge system provides incredible customization, letting you focus on different playstyles and strategies. The writing is genuinely hilarious, with clever jokes and memorable dialogue that works for both kids and adults. Persona 5 Royal is the ultimate stylish JRPG experience, combining incredible turn-based combat with deep social simulation in modern-day Tokyo. You play as a transfer student who gains the power to enter people's hearts and steal their corrupted desires, fighting against adults who abuse their power over society's most vulnerable people. The story tackles serious themes like abuse, corruption, and social justice, while developing deep relationships with your Phantom Thief teammates. Combat revolves around exploiting enemy weaknesses to gain extra turns, creating a strategic flow that stays engaging throughout the 100+ hour adventure. The Persona Fusion system lets you create hundreds of different demons with unique abilities, encouraging experimentation and strategic planning. What makes this truly special is how it balances dungeon crawling with daily life simulation. You'll attend school, work part-time jobs, hang out with friends, and manage your time carefully because every day matters. The Confidant system develops meaningful relationships that provide both story content and gameplay benefits. Each palace is a masterpiece of level design, themed around the mental distortions of corrupt adults. The visual style is absolutely incredible, with a jazz-inspired aesthetic that oozes cool from every menu screen. The soundtrack is phenomenal, mixing jazz, rock, and pop into something uniquely stylish. This isn't just a great RPG, it's a complete lifestyle experience that will consume your thoughts long after the credits roll.
It's immune to curse. It's a powerful enemy. It's immune to curse. It's a powerful enemy.
Let's go.
Finish it quickly with curse attacks.
And there's our top 20 best turn-based RPGs on Nintendo Switch. These games showcase everything amazing about the genre, from classic adventures to innovative modern takes that push boundaries. The Switch really has become the perfect home for RPG fans. What's your favorite turn-based RPG on Switch? Did your personal favorite make the list? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I love hearing about everyone's RPG journeys. If this video helped you discover your next gaming obsession, smash that like button and subscribe for more Nintendo Switch content. Thanks for watching.